So in this video we will study about the electric pressure on charged metal surface. Now we have already studied that inside a metal body, if a charge is given, then it automatically distributes itself on the surface of the body. Now when the body is of regular shape like a circle or a sphere, then the charge distribution is uniform. But if the body is of irregular shape, suppose like this, then the surfaces which have less radius of curvature like this surface will have more charge density than the surface with large radius of curvature. Now we will take a random shape and we'll find the electric pressure on the metal surface. Now due to natural repulsion of charge, these are all positive charges. Even if the charges were negative, they would have repelled each other. Because of the repulsion of charge on a body surface, every part of the body, every point of the body will experience an outward pressure, because they will repel each other, so they will force each other outwards, and everybody will experience a pressure in the outward direction. This pressure is called electric pressure. Now let us consider a small area element. Let us consider this area element as AB of surface area ds, and let us take the charge density as sigma. The charge density is sigma coulombs per meter square. Now due to the charge on section AB, the charge on this surface area ds, an electric field will be generated. So let us first write, since sigma equals to dq by ds for small charge area, so we can write dq equals to sigma ds. This result we will use later in the derivation. We will take 2 points, let us say x and y. These 2 points are just outside and just inside the surface. They are not at a very large distance. Their x point is just outside the surface of metal and y is just inside the surface of the metal. Now due to this AB, this entire metal surface area is divided into 2 parts, AB and apart from AB. So first we will find the electric field due to AB on points x and y. So due to section AB, electric field on point X will be Ex. Now this electric field, let us say it is E1. This electric field E1 will be in this direction, and the electric field due to charge on ds on Y will be in this direction. Both will be E1. Now because of the remaining area, this E1 is because of the ds. Now because of the remaining surface area, another electric field, say E2, is exerted. Now for remaining surface area, both points x and y are away from the surface, because remember they are very close to the surface. So for both of the points, E2 due to the remaining surface will be in outward direction on both the points. So we can say that the net electric field on point X will be equal to E1 plus E2, and electric field on point Y will be EY, which is equal to E1 minus E2. Now we know that inside a metal surface the electric field is always equal to 0. So we can directly say that EY equals to 0. Now combining these two equations, we get a very important result, that E1 equals to E2. Okay, now because of this, now we know that a previous derivation, we know that E1 plus E2 will be equal to sigma upon epsilon naught. This derivation we have already done in previous videos. So E1 plus E2 equals to sigma upon epsilon naught, and if E1 equals to E2, then both of them will be equal to sigma upon 2 epsilon naught, half of this value. So this is a very important result. Now, just outside the metal surface, we can say that by this result, a very important point is produced, that just outside the metal surface, electric field due to small region is half of the electric field at that point on the surface. The electric field on this point and the electric field just outside will be half of electric field at A will be half of the electric field at the point on the surface. So it is very important result. So always remember this. Now we'll use this result to find the force. Now using these results, the force on AB, force on area AB, force on AB will be given as, since it is a small area, so we'll take a small force dF, which will be equal to dq into E2. Now remember here we are taking E2, which is the electric field due to remaining surface. We are not taking E1 because E1 is produced by the surface ds itself. Now we know that when the surface produces an electric field by itself, it does not exert any force on itself. The force is applied only by the other surface or other charges. The charge does not apply any force on itself. So we will take only E2 and not E1. Substituting the value, dF will be equal to dq sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Now this is the force. The electric pressure, say PE, it is equal to force upon area. So in this condition it will be equal to dF upon ds, and it will come out to be sigma square upon 2 epsilon naught. So this is a very important result. Now another form of this result can be used we can say that if net force just outside the surface is because of E, and E is equal to sigma upon epsilon naught, then pressure on the surface can also be given as 1 upon 2 epsilon naught by using the value of force, because force equals to Q into E, which we have done in previous videos. Force equals to Q into E. Using this, we can find the pressure, electric pressure, in terms of electric field. Solving this, we will get electric pressure equals to half epsilon naught E square. So this is another result of electric pressure. But the more important is this one, as in most of the questions the charge is given in the form of charge density sigma and not in the form of electric field. So both of the results you should remember, this result is more important.